on.
While in another development, Coalition of Civil Society Organization in Rivers State has congratulated Governor Siminalayi Fubara on his second anniversary in office, praising his administration for what they describe as purposeful and people-centered leadership. The message was jointly signed by the coalition secretary Ayanate West, the coalition spokesman Nasibwa Peterside, and the chairman of the National Rescue Mission Rivers Chapter, Dapasisi Oyibo. They commended the 4 billion naira matching fund scheme launched in partnership with the Bank of Industry. It said over 2,450 small and medium businesses benefited from more than 1.65 billion naira already dispersed. They also praised the River State Sole Administrator, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, for sustaining the program despite challenges, and the River State Microfinance Agency for prudent management of the funds. They urged beneficiaries to repay their loans to ensure sustainability. The group described Governor Fubara's leadership as courageous, inclusive, and visionary, praying for continued strength and success in the years ahead. Now, elsewhere, Wole Soyinka, the Nobel laureate, has described former Transportation Minister Chibike Amechi as a courageous politician due to his refusal to step down for President Bola Tinubu during the All Progressives Congress APC presidential primary contest in 2022. Soyinka, speaking in Abuja on Saturday at the 60th birthday celebration of the former governor of Rivers State, said he was moved by Amechi's defiance at the primary election.
He obtained a dose of his own medicine from Rotimi Amechi during the primaries. I enjoyed that very much. While everybody was, falling over one another, conceding, there's one individual who got on the podium and he said, "No, I'm not conceding. I didn't come all the way here to commit Lule." And that man was Rotimi Amechi. And I said, this is what democracy is all about.
Moving on, the Initiative for Transparent Strategy and Good Leadership has condemned the recent allegations that the immediate past chairman of Emoha local government area, Mr. David Omereji, borrowed 6 billion naira while in office. Addressing journalists in Port Harcourt, the President General of the initiative, Mr. Chizie, dismissed the claim as baseless and politically motivated. He said all capital projects executed during Omereji's administration were duly approved by the Bureau of Public Procurement, with certificates of no objection issued to support each project. And he said a total of 22 projects were completed during Omereji's administration, 19 of which were personally initiated by the former chairman, expressing concern that none of these completed projects have been commissioned or handed over to the beneficiaries by the current sole administrator. He challenged the accusers to, within 7 days, present any document or evidence proving that David Omereji borrowed funds from any financial institution, whether current, operational, or defunct.
It is very unfortunate that such allegations are coming at this time that we are supposed to hail Omereji to what he has done. When Omereji came in as the chairman of Emoha local government, he met a total blackout, the entire AGA, no electricity. Thereafter, he met with the leadership of the AGA and awarded the contract of the total electrification to the tune of 1.9 billion to a contractor. Thereafter, they also awarded another contract of the construction of road at Romada or Bakahezi or Bakere Road and Prundele Road to the tune of 1.850 billion.
Mr. Ayi called on the current sole administrator of Emoha, Franklin Ajiwo, to clarify the outcome of his meetings with principal council officers and the contractors in charge of the ongoing road and electrification project. He said both contractors confirmed they were issued instruments of standing payment orders, ISPO, with the ISPO for the road project set to expire in October 2025 and that of the electrification project in January 2026.
him without borrowing one kobo from anybody. Before any council will borrow, there must be clearance and approval from Rivers State government. I challenge those alleging that Omereji borrowed money to make public any document as to that effect. I advise the sole administrator to borrow the leave of Omereji, who in less than 1 month in office awarded several contracts, which today are signature projects.
Still to come, judiciary workers suspend strike. Stay with us. I'm back, and now the rest of the news. A native doctor in Port Harcourt, Kenechukwu Ikebunam, popularly known as husband material, has condemned ritual killings dissociating traditional Igbo spirituality known as Ordinala from criminal practices. His comment followed the arrest of a native doctor from Enugu State, Levi Obieze, popularly known as Ide Shu, for alleged involvement in the kidnapping of a 13-year-old girl and the discovery of decomposing bodies in his compound. Speaking to our correspondent, Ikebunam explained that criminal elements exist across all religious groups. He warned against judging all native doctors based on isolated incidents.
The arrest of Levi doesn't have any impact on traditional healers. The truth is, there are bad people in virtually all types of religion. A bad person is a bad person, devoid of where your field tilts towards, right? From time immemorial, we've had cases of pastors too who were caught carrying out nefarious acts. So it's not strictly for traditional worshippers and traditional beliefs.
Now, he also said many individuals involved in harmful practices such as human sacrifice often adopt foreign deities and falsely rebrand them as part of Igbo tradition.
Some have gone to pick these Indian deities and try to rebrand it and give it all sort of name and still call it Ordinana. These things are not Ordinana. The Igbo tradition is Emegene murder. You're not allowed to kill someone. Whatever you see that they depict as Ordinana, as tradition, is just outright witchcraft, outright, what would I call it? Outright human part dealers who have rebranded under the guise of religion or traditional worship to carry out their bastard act.
Ikebunam acknowledged the difficulty in regulating traditional worship due to its subjective nature, but said the government can establish basic guidelines to manage abuses. And now the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, has suspended its nationwide strike scheduled to begin today. The union had earlier, in a communique dated May 30th, directed its federal chapters to begin an industrial strike from Sunday midnight. But in a statement, JUSUN directed its members nationwide to suspend the planned strike and resume work today. The statement explained that a 2-week grace period has been granted to allow relevant authorities time to resolve the outstanding issues. This is after the Minister of Labour and Employment, Mohammed Dingyadi, and other stakeholders held a series of meetings with union leaders over the weekend. Away from that, President Bola Tinubu has directed Minister of Works Dave Umahi and other ministers overseeing projects across the country to ensure full compliance with the laws on local content, training of Nigerians, and technology transfer. President Tinubu gave the directive while inaugurating the first phase of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and several major road projects in Lagos over the weekend. The president appealed for patience, saying inflation is easing.
Warn all developers. The federal government will enforce the setback. If not for anything, it's for the interest of our nation. Development without approval will not be compensated. We have gazetted and published the setback.
On his part, the Works Minister said 18 billion naira has been paid in compensation. He also asked President Tinubu to direct Dangote and Bua Cement to remit 2% of their sales to the ministry.
I take responsibility and I defend every action of Ministry of Works. And I want to congratulate you. I've never seen a leader like you. Be presenting a number of projects, 9 of them, for you to commission. Have Ilesha to Akure to Benin. I'll be coming to you, sir, because we need help to do that project. I think it's the most valuable road in the entire Southwest.
Earlier, the president snubbed the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu at the commissioning of the Lagos-Calabar Highway. While entering the venue of the commissioning, the president was seen shaking hands with dignitaries, but moved past Governor Sanwo-Olu, who bowed to greet him. Mixed reactions has trailed it ever since. Now, the Niger State government says 2 more bodies have been recovered, bringing the casualty figure in the flood incident in Mokwa local government area to 153. A statement by the secretary to the government of Niger State, Abubakar Usman, made this known on Sunday. He said the Niger State Emergency Management Agency, NSEMA, is in collaboration with local authorities and volunteers, continues to work to provide relief to the affected people. In other news, the National Examination Council, NECO, says it is ready to conduct a computer-based test, CBT, for the November-December Senior Secondary Certificate Examination, SSCE, for private students. NECO Registrar and Chief Executive Professor Dantani Wushishi made this known, stressing the need for an awareness campaign to get stakeholders on board the new approach to SSCE examinations. He said NECO has been carrying out the campaign in town hall meetings with stakeholders across the state. We go on a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news. in Israeli tank shelling and gunfire near an aid distribution center in Rafah in southern Gaza. A local journalist, Mohammed Garib, told newsmen that thousands of Palestinians had gathered near a U.S.-funded humanitarian aid distribution center when Israeli tanks approached and opened fire on the crowd. And now moving to the U.S., officials say 6 people have been injured after a man started setting people on fire at an outdoor mall in Boulder, Colorado. The FBI says the suspected act of terrorism happened during a peaceful event in support of Israeli hostages, which happens weekly. I beg your pardon. Now that's a wrap on the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The date for the Rivers 2025 budget defense is still unclear amid growing accountability demand. Judiciary workers have suspended their strike. The death toll of the Niger State flood tragedy has risen to 153. And on the foreign scene, you heard an Israeli shelling has killed 15 Palestinians in Gaza. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.